known each other since the early days. Where Ben and Nate and Tim and Eric were in kindergarten and raised at the Land Christian Center. And enjoyed her immensely. Very dear friend, lots of fun. We laughed a lot. And then we lived in Seattle, and so she would come up there and visit me and another friend, a good friend, Judy, Miriam, pardon. And so we kept in close contact, and then it'd go a long time where we didn't talk, you know, how life is. And then we moved to Salem in 2013. And so we got to see each other in Canby. Not since she moved up to Portland, I felt really badly about that. But we talked less than a month ago before she died. It was a lengthy conversation. We talked about all the good old days and the wonderful things that we remembered, and most of all about going home to be with the Lord. She was just thrilled about everything about going home to be with the Lord and seeing God, family, etc. So blessings on your family and love and prayers to all of you. And I will continue cherishing the memories. I'm Jean's not so little sister anymore, but Jean was 10 when I was born, and she was the head of the family, and she was the head of the family. We called her Queen Jean. For many years, I can't remember how many. Frank, how many times did I tell you that we went to the coast? Jean?
23 times in 13 years.
We went to the coast in the spring and fall to Seaside, Shiloh, Jean, Charlotte, and I. And we spent our time, I named it, the Three Sisters Prayer Summit. Because that's what it was. We gathered together, shared our families, what was going on in each family and what needed prayer. And the love that we had during that time is just a treasure to me. My husband died just a few months after Don died. So we became widows in the same year. And that increased our time. I talked to Jean probably 2 to 3 times a week, at least for an hour. And we would, at the end, pray for one another. And like Frank said, she always said, I am where God wants me. I'm satisfied where I am. Sometimes I roll over in bed, look at the wall, and say, why am I here? And then right away I think, I'm where God wants me to be. She really trusted the Lord with her life. And I look at her as such an encouragement. Even when they lived in Eugene, I was in Women's Aglow, Black Lake, way up north from Eugene. And she would drag her kids up to me. Her daughters, Nancy and Susie, Debbie went. She was such a huge encouragement and support for all of us in the family. And I am already missing my phone ringing and whistling the Andy Griffith song. Because that's where I had her ringtone on my phone. And I would know it was Jean. And we would just share, and I miss her terribly.
I'm just going to say one word about my sister Jean in Africa. For those of you who think you're too old for adventure, Jean was 70 years old. And had just been separated from Don, and she was looking for something to do, something exciting. And so she went to Africa. And we arrived there, and she was constantly wearing like a little pillbox hat. And the men got to calling her the Queen of England. They looked about the same. And but she had a wonderful time there. Just took to it like a duck to water, right? Holding the kids and singing the songs, and she led a Bible study group, and just had a great time. So again, there's time, and so avail yourself of that and do what you can to serve God.
I'm Myra, and I'm a friend. And
Jean and I met when she moved into Iowa Hills. And she, her youngest child, Ben, became good friends with my son, Steve. And Steve kept coming home and saying, Mrs. Fallon makes chocolate chip pancakes for us. Steve would stay over, he would jump on the trampoline, and he just always had a lot of fun at his house. So I decided I had to know this fun lady. We started to be friends, and we would see each other sometimes a little more often, sometimes a little less. Before I left home, I gathered 2 plaques because I thought they were so sweet. She gave me a plaque one time, and it shows 2 chocolate chips, and it says, in the cookie of life, friends are the chocolate chips. And then she gave me another plaque about friendship. And there was something about Jean, the way she spoke and all. I said, you know what, Jean, my dad came from Ohio too. And you and he would have just loved each other. My dad had a little country twang in his voice. And anyway, Jean gave me this lovely plaque. I'll have it out, you can see. And it was, what made us friends in the long ago, what made us friends in the long ago when first we met? Well, I think I know. The best in me and the best in you hailed each other because they knew that always and always since life began, our being friends was part of God's plan. So, yeah, Jean will always be in my heart.
I'm Ben, the Countess. I was late to the party. I don't mean like age-wise, being the 6th kid, but realizing how remarkable my mom was. You know, when you become an adult, you know, well, when you're growing up, you just think of your parents as parents, right? You grow up with them, you're used to it. But when you become a parent, you realize you do your parents differently, you know? So I realized my mom is just incredibly remarkable, right? So she was the oldest of 6, okay? So there's not many families that have 6 kids, right? There's actually only about 2%, okay, in the United States have 6 kids, except in Utah, it's 4% there. But on top of that, they all loved each other. Like, that's even more rare, right? That's incredible, right? That's hard. Like, we know, you know, loving your siblings all the time is difficult. But they did it. They role modeled for us all that time. You know, I had 48 years of role modeling, you know, that's critical to me, you know, and it influences me in ways that, you know, I don't even know. You know, and then on top of that, she has 6 kids. So I already told you, like, it's rare, right? So then she has 6 kids. You know, and there were their bumps and stuff, but my God, like, we celebrated all of our holidays together, our birthdays, you know, like I had an amazing childhood. Like, we all got together all the time, church, you know, on Sundays, and, you know, brunch afterwards, all that stuff. So I'm just very thankful, you know. I was talking to Sue, you know, and after it happened, I was obviously sad, angry, you know, all those emotions, but ultimately, I'm just really thankful because she was an amazing person, and I got that role model in my life for 48 years, you know. That's just awesome. So I'm really thankful for her. I'm thankful for the Sixlets, you know, and everything you guys did. You know, I'm thankful for all of the lessons she taught me. I'm thankful for chicken pox, because when I had chicken pox, I got to spend 10 days playing Chinese checkers with her. Her making me chocolate chip cookie and all this good stuff. So I'm thankful for that. Like Melissa said, I'm thankful for her love of critters. I mean, it sounds a little bit weird, but I'm thankful for getting to see her utter delight when she wrapped a little string around a lightning bug. It sounds a little bit cruel, man. Utter delight, right? She had so much joy. That's how she experienced life. And there's this highfalutin Harvard professor called Arthur Brooks, and he wrote a book recently about happiness. And, you know, to have happiness, there's 4 things you need, right? Faith, family, friends, and meaning, right? And Mom basically wanted life. I mean, nobody beat her, right? Like, faith, check, right? Family, already went through that. You know, friends, you know, Edie, Myra. So, I mean, she did everything she came here for, right? And so, you know, it was selfish to keep her, you know. So I'm just thankful for all the time I got with her. You know, and I'm at peace now. So.